Welcome back to Crypto Toro. Once again, thank you very much for watching this video. On today's video, I will be talking about Polkadot. So, firstly, thank you very much for watching my previous videos and liking them as well. And of course, thank you even more if you subscribe to the channel. So, I will start right away by going to this news article about Polkadot. I think it's very interesting. It's on cryptoslate.com, and it's actually about Polkadot and Kusama parachains are getting their own crowd loan marketplace. So I won't be reading this article because I think it takes way too much time, but I wanted to show you this, guys, so you could go to the website and read it for yourselves. Just very shortly, what I think is very interesting about it is that it's a good way to actually invoke a community. And why I think this is very interesting news is because that you can stake DOT and KSM on startup projects, and afterwards you can get incentives because you did so. So I won't be talking a lot about this, but guys, you should read this, especially because as you can see at the end of the article, you will find the first candidate projects and more detail on how to participate are expected to be announced in the coming days. I will be looking out for this news, and so should you. So that's my advice, and I personally think you should go to this website and read this article for yourself. So right away, I will go to TradingView and I will show you the Polkadot compared to Bitcoin chart on the daily candles. And I wanted to show you this, guys, because if we look a little bit more closely, we will see a pattern. We will see a pattern that's being played out here, and that we can recognize by firstly drawing this downward sloping resistance line of a descending triangle. And yeah, most of you would say, oh my god, this is not such great news for Polkadot, because a descending triangle most of the time tends to break out towards the downside. And yes, guys, this is a probability, and if it does so, I will show you how big the leg towards the downside will be. And if this happens, I think we will find resistance on this downward sloping resistance line of the triangle, bounce back towards the downside, and maybe break through this level of support. Once we do so, I think this will be a very probable scenario, and we will see a leg towards the downside of approximately, let's take a quick look, just let me measure this, approximately 35%. So this could be a huge breakout towards the downside. But I'm really bullish on Polkadot, and I certainly think this won't happen anytime soon. And why I think so is because of the bigger picture. And I always say to lots of my friends, and I will be saying this to you as well right now, you can recognize a pattern in the short term, but I think you have to look at the bigger picture, because how bigger the pattern, how more significant it will be. So right away, I will start by drawing this trend line, and I will be drawing it all the way to here, and I will draw my second trend line over here. What you can see right away is that a ascending triangle is being created, and ascending triangles tend to break out towards the upside, especially if the market sentiment is towards the upside, as you can see on Polkadot as well. So why I think this is very important, sorry for that line, is because if Polkadot plays out this pattern, we will be seeing a huge breakout towards the upside, and I will right now take a quick measurement of how big this leg would be. I think we will be seeing something like the possible case scenario towards the downside, also towards the upside. So I think this breakout would be approximately 30% as well, but I will measure it just in a few seconds. What my personal opinion is, if Polkadot breaks through this horizontal resistance right over here, is that Polkadot will be going up. After that, what I'm waiting for is actually a confirmation by Polkadot by finding support on previous resistance levels right over here, guys. And if it does so, I think a huge leg towards the upside will be created. And if this leg is created, the best case scenario would be a pump towards the upside of, as you can see right over here, 32%. So yeah, it will be a huge move towards the upside. And I think because we are right now looking at a bigger pattern playing itself out, I think this is very important and more important than the short-term descending triangle that we're seeing on the Polkadot chart that's being created. So I will remove these lines and I will also switch to the 4-hourly time frame. Right over there, I would like to show you the Fibonacci retracement levels. These Fibonacci retracement levels, I will start once again by looking at the short term on the Polkadot chart, and I will place my first point on the swing high, and I will place the second spot on the swing low. And I will zoom in for you once again so you can take a good look at how the Polkadot chart has been performing. As you can see on the 4-hourly time frame, Polkadot right now trading against the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level. This is a very important level. It's also the golden pocket entry once it finds support on that level, but Polkadot unfortunately didn't if you look at the chart in this particular way. But I'm not buying this at all, actually, because I do not think Polkadot will be finding a heavy resistance level on the 0.382 Fibonacci level in such a short period of time. Why I do think it won't be finding this level that hard to break through is because I will be once again zooming out a little bit, and I will place as well a Fibonacci retracement level, but this time I will be placing it here, I think, because this is approximately on the 27th of December of last year. So I will be placing it right over here on the lowest point of the chart, and I will be placing the second spot. Let's take a look on the highest possible candle that I can find. That one is right over here. And as I showed you before, and what I was telling you is that once it finds support on the 0.382, the golden pocket entry, I think this is a very bullish sign for Polkadot and actually for any type of coin. And that's exactly what happened. Well, actually, it did not even find support on the 0.382. It stayed far above it. So I think that's very wonderful news, because that's a really healthy setback for Polkadot, and that's especially why I think in the long-term vision, and as well as I showed you the ascending triangle on the daily candles, the big pattern that's playing itself out on Polkadot will be seen in the upcoming days. But if you still have your doubts, I will switch over to the Polkadot compared to the US dollar chart right over here, where I have already drawn a few levels of resistance and support, as you can see. And right now, what I will be showing you at first is the 20-day moving average. Why I think this is very important is because with the 20-day moving average, you can really look what the trend is going to look like. And as you can see in the previous 20-day moving average pattern as well, and as on the chart, once you find a deep point, Polkadot tends to break out towards the upside, as you saw right over here. And actually, I think that's something that's happening right now as well. So yeah, it's quite a big pump already. So will it be able to bounce above this level of resistance on the $36? I personally think yes, it will be doing so, but we still have to keep in mind, what if it doesn't? And I think that's a very important question to ask yourself. what if Polkadot does not break this level of resistance? Well, I will show you what my personal opinion is about how Polkadot will be performing if this level of resistance won't be surpassed by Polkadot. My personal opinion is that Polkadot will be start creating during the upcoming weeks a kind of inverse head and shoulders pattern. These patterns tend to break out as well towards the upside, and if this happens, guys and girls, if you're watching, I think we will still see a huge move towards the upside, unfortunately just a few weeks later. But actually, I'm not buying this at all, and I think this inverse head and shoulder is just a pattern that I'm drawing as a possible scenario, but I don't think this scenario will be something that we will see in the upcoming weeks. So I will just remove the 20-day moving average and show you as well let's take a quick look, the EMA ribbon. As you can see on the EMA ribbon, and this is especially why I also think we won't see this inverse head and shoulders as I showed you just a few seconds before, is because as you can see on the EMA ribbon, once you see that the shorts are getting exhausted, the longs take over. You can see that right over here. You can also see that all the way back in the chart over here, the shorts were taken over by the longs, and after that we saw a huge uptrend and a huge move towards the upside being created on the Polkadot chart. So once the longs take over, you always see an uptrend. I'm very glad the EMA ribbon backs up the pattern I showed you before on the dots compared to Bitcoin chart, where we saw a ascending triangle being created and a big picture. So because of the EMA ribbon right now, right over here, the longs are taking over, and I think most likely we will be seeing a leg towards the upside being created. And personally, I am just waiting for something like this, a leg towards the upside, maybe breaking through this level of resistance, maybe not. If we do not break through this level of resistance, do not worry. I think we will bounce back and we will find support on these previous levels where we were trading quite long and quite heavily, and where we found support before as well. So this is the levels of support at the $41, and I think those levels of support are really significant for Polkadot, and that's why I think these are levels that will still be very difficult to pass, but once we pass those levels, it will be very good and really steady levels of support as well. And as well, if it does so, it will still be in between the big picture and the big pattern that we were seeing on the Bitcoin chart, and that pattern is the ascending triangle on the Polkadot chart. So once again, thank you very much for watching this video about Polkadot on CryptoToro. I'm very glad if you liked the video. If you did so, I would also really appreciate it if you could please just like this video, and if you would like to see even more videos of CryptoToro, just subscribe to this channel. So once again, guys, have a nice day and peace out.